define business and explain its characteristics.
So what?
I can see in the chat box also I am writing define business and explain its characteristics. Is it visible?
No, sir.
How is it visible to you?
Yes, yes, yes. Above.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Define business and explain its characteristics. Okay. Define second question economic and non-economic activities and explain the different types of economic activities. Okay. This is the second question. Define economic and non-economic activities and explain the different types of economic activities. And third question for today is uh, explain the objectives of business. Explain the objectives of business. So these are three questions you have to learn. I will ask the answers in the next class. Okay. Sairam,
Saram, sir.
very less number of students are there. Only 13. What happened? Okay, no problem. So let us continue with our class. We are discussing business services. So we have already discussed meaning and types of services, in which we discussed three types of services: business services, social services, and personal services. है ना? Business services, social services, and personal services. And what I said, we have also discussed the difference between goods and services. है ना? And as I said, we have to discuss in detail two business services. One is the banking, and second one is the insurance. Okay. So let us discuss first banking. What is banking? Banking is the activity of accepting of deposits and granting of loans. It's the activity of accepting deposits and granting loans, and any person or organization involved in this activity is considered as bank. So bank is basically related to the finance, and it's a financial service. Bank provides financial service to the business or financial services to the business. As we need business needs capital, business needs funds. Without capital or funds, business cannot run. So bank works as an intermediary between savers and users. So there are two broad sections in the society. One section or one group or one set of persons is of those persons who saves money. These people have earnings. They spend their earnings on their current needs, and out of their current earnings, they are able to save some money. But they don't have any use of that money, extra money. They want some use. And on the other side, there is a second group of organizations or persons who need money for their business or industry. But these people don't know individually, don't trust on each other. So bank becomes an intermediary or link between these two sets of sections of society, those who save money, they deposit their money in the bank, and those who need money, they can borrow money from the bank. Okay, so banks become an intermediary between savers and users. So banking is a function of intermediation. है ना? Banking is an intermediating activity where it links, it connects the savers with the users of funds. It links the people who saves money with the people who need money. Okay, this way they channelize the funds of society to the trade or industry. है ना? So they channelize the funds of society to the trade or industry. So this activity of accepting deposits and granting loans is considered as a banking activity. So bank is an institution which deals in cash and credit. है ना? So what is the bank? Bank is an institution which deals in cash and credit. As a shopkeeper deals in a specific product. If you go to the cloth shop, that cloth shop deals in clothes. If you go to the shoes shop, they deal in shoes. If you go to the other shop, they also deal in a specific item. But bank is the institution which deals in cash and in credit. Okay. The product for a bank is the cash and credit. So bank deals in cash and credit. So what banks actually do? Bank accept the deposits from those who have surplus money. That is, I said, as savers. Those people who save money, they deposit their money in the banks, and this money is given by banks to those who need money, who need capital for their business or trading activities. So they are the users of the funds or users of the money. So bank work as a link between savers and users. It's a intermediate intermediary function. It becomes an intermediator between the savers and users, because savers and users neither know each other nor they believe on each other. But savers believe on bank as well as users also believe on banks. So bank becomes a link between the savers of funds and users of funds. Okay, so that is the this institution is basically, banks are basically involved in two basic activities, that is the accepting of deposits and granting of loans. If any organization is involved in these two activities, accepting of deposits and granting of loans, that is considered as a bank. है ना? Only accepting deposits or only granting loans is not a full banking function. Both are essential, but nowadays banks are not limited up to these two functions, only accepting of deposits and granting of loans. But in addition to this, bank provides many other services to their customers. Okay, and what banks does? Have you ever thought what is the source of bank's income? है ना? Can any of you tell me what is the source of bank's income from daily?
सर
Yes, please.
सर जो हम पैसा डिपॉजिट करते हैं वही पैसा वो दूसरों को एज अ लोन दे देते हैं और जो इंटरेस्ट आता है वो उनकी इनकम होता है।
Okay, but they also give interest to us on our deposits. हम जो पैसा जमा करते हैं उस पर हमको भी इंटरेस्ट देते हैं वो।
सर जो दूसरे पैसा डिपॉजिट करते हैं उसी से वो हमको इंटरेस्ट देते
सर
हैं।
कंपैरेबली जो हमें वो जो देते हैं वो कम रहता है और उनसे जो वो लोग लेते हैं इंटरेस्ट ज्यादा रहता है।
Excellent, excellent, very good. This is the right answer. So banks normally give lower rate of interest to the depositors. So when we deposit money, we get less rate of interest, or banks give less rate of interest. And when banks give loan to the others, है ना, so they charge higher rate of interest on loans. For example, at present, the highest rate of interest is provided by banks on fixed deposit accounts. I have already discussed with you, है ना. So FD, है ना, we discussed ना one type of account, that is FD. So banks offer highest rate of interest on fixed deposit, that is maximum nowadays is 6% or 6.5%. कितना पे इंटरेस्ट दे रहा है बैंक आपको आपकी एफडी पे फिक्स डिपॉजिट? हाईएस्ट रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट बैंक दे रहा है वो कितना दे रहा है? 6.5%. बट इफ यू बोरो मनी फ्रॉम बैंक, सपोज इवन हाउस लोन विच इज द सेफेस्ट लोन, बैंक के लिए सबसे सेफ लोन है, उस पर भी बैंक 10% इंटरेस्ट ले रहा है. Other loans are charged as 16%, 15%. Personal loan is 16%, like that. So bank charge higher rate of interest and pays lesser rate of interest to the depositors. And this difference of interest rates is the main source of income for the banks. Out of this income, bank maintains their expenses. They pay the salaries of their staff. And bank also earns some income from other activities, other services also, but this is the prime source of income of the banks. Okay, so bank earns money or incomes by difference in interest rates, whatever they charge from the customers on the loans and whatever they give to the depositors on their deposits. Okay, so now let us see. Let me share the screen. Let us learn more about this bank. Okay. Let us see this topic, types of banks.
Types of banks. Banks in India can be classified on the basis of their function and ownership. Classification on the basis of function. The functions of a bank depend on its objectives and area of operations. Commercial banks are primarily profit-oriented. Their chief function is to accept deposits of money from the public and lend or invest money. They facilitate development of trade and commerce. Commercial banks may be owned by the government or by the private sector.
So now it is discussing on the basis of functions as well as on the basis of ownership. So on the basis of ownership, there are two types of banks: public sector banks and private sector banks. This we have already discussed. What is the meaning of public sector? What is the meaning of private sector? So Aditi, Soni, what is the meaning of public sector banks?
Sir,
Yes.
sir, public sector is managed by government.
Public sector banks are those banks which are owned by the government. है ना? The banks in which government has majority shareholdings, they are called public sector banks. So in India, we had almost 19 public sector banks, but few months back, almost 2-3 months back, government has merged, है ना? And a scheme was implemented by the government under which many banks are merged together. So now number of public sector bank has been reduced. And I was reading in the newspaper that government is planning to have only 4 or 5 public sector banks, and the government is going to privatize all remaining public sector banks very soon. So these public sector banks are owned by the government, like State Bank of India, Punjab National Bank, Punjab and Sindh Bank, you know, Canara Bank. These all banks are the public sector banks, and these are all commercial banks. Commercial banks means that they all are engaged in the activity of accepting deposits and granting loans. So whatever bank is involved in these two activities, accepting deposits and granting loans, they are called as commercial banks also. No? So they are public sector banks as well as commercial banks. Private sector banks are those banks which are owned by the individuals or group of individuals, like HDFC Bank, no? Yes Bank, No Bank, No Bank is No Bank, no? No Bank is not there, but Yes Bank is there. Okay, and many more others. Can you name some other private banks?
Axis Bank.
ICICI, Axis Bank.
Axis
Okay.
Bank.
Okay, good. So these are the private sector banks or privately owned banks. These are owned by individuals or group of individuals. Okay. These are also commercial banks. They also accept the deposits and grant the loans to the public. So functions are same almost. Now whether it is a public sector bank or it is a private sector bank, if it is a commercial bank, then it accepts the deposits and grant the loans. And all other functions are same. So let us see.
State Bank of India and Yes Bank are examples of commercial banks in India. Industrial banks promote and support industry.
Second category, so first category of banks was the commercial banks on the basis of functions. On the basis of ownership, there are only two categories: public sector banks and private sector banks. On the basis of functions, first was commercial bank, which I said explain that it accepts deposits and grant loans. Second category is the second type of banks are the industrial banks or development banks. They are called industrial banks or development banks. These banks are established not for normal commercial functions, but the main purpose of these banks is to help industries to develop. है ना? So these banks are primarily meant to provide long-term, low-interest rate loans to the industries and trade. है ना? So they are mainly involved in industrial development. They don't accept the deposits from public normally, but they give long-term loans to the industry. That's why they are called as industrial banks or development banks. They are helpful in development of the industries.
Industrial development in a country. They provide mid-term and long-term loans to industrial enterprises. They also provide technical and managerial advice as well as services like underwriting of shares and debentures.
So these banks also provide some more services. Not only they provide funds to the industry, but they provide technical advice, management advice, and some other services like underwriting or helping in selling the shares of these industries. So all these services are provided by industrial banks to the industries. That's why they are called industrial banks. They do not deal normally with the common public. They neither accept deposits nor grants loan to the common man, but they are meant to provide financial support to the industry.
IDBI or Industrial Development Bank of India and IFCI or Industrial Finance Corporation of India are examples of industry.
So this IDBI, Industrial Development Bank of India, Industrial Finance Corporation of India, they are public sector. Hai na? These two are public sector. In the same category, there is ICICI, Industrial Credit and Investment Corporation. Okay? So that is also private sector bank. So UTI, Unit Trust of India, these are the banks which provide industries long-term and mid-term loans. Okay?
Industrial banks. Regional rural banks are located in rural areas.
These regional rural banks are the mainly meant to provide banking services in rural areas. So they are called regional rural banks. In different regions, we have different types of regional rural banks. Okay, so these banks provide banking services to the rural areas. As we know, there is a shortage of banking facilities in rural areas. So rural people depend on Mahajans and Saukars for taking loans. So to protect the villagers or rural public from exploitation made by Mahajans or Saukars and providing them modern banking services, government has established regional rural banks. These banks mainly cater the needs of the rural people, especially the agricultural land. Agricultural loans are provided by these regional rural banks.
And help develop the rural economy. They provide credit and other banking services for agriculture, craft, trade, and other rural activities. Banks that provide loans for agriculture are called agricultural banks, and banks that grant long-term loans against land are called land mortgage banks. Exchange or export-import banks promote and facilitate international trade. They provide foreign exchange and encourage foreign investment in India. The Central or Apex Banking Institution of India.
So we discuss about or it explained about agricultural banks. Agricultural banks basically provide loans for agriculture. Agricultural needs of the farmers are being satisfied by these agricultural banks. Then
Sir?
Yes, please.
सर
हाँ जी बोलिए.
सर ये जो एग्रीकल्चर के जो कृषि सेवा केंद्र होता है तो उससे कुछ रिलेटेड है क्या ये?
नहीं नहीं उससे कोई लिमिटेड नहीं, वो अलग है. ई सेवा केंद्र इज डिफरेंट है ना, दैट इज ए सर्विस एजेंसी.
अच्छा तो सर वो काम नहीं करता पैसे देने?
नहीं वो पैसे देने का काम नहीं करते. वो गवर्नमेंट की स्कीम कुछ हो सकती है, वो बता सकते हैं कि ये गवर्नमेंट का लोन का स्कीम है, वहां जाके लोन ले सकते हैं आप, है ना.
ठीक है
That
सर।
is retail bank. So agricultural bank like cooperative banks are found in the rural areas. So they provide NABARD है हमारे एमपी में, NABARD सेंट्रल बैंक है उसका एग्रीकल्चर का. They provide agricultural loans to the farmers, seed, fertilizer उसके लिए जरूरत है वो देते हैं. And they provide other banking services also, accepting deposits, granting loans. But loans, main focus of their loans is on farmers, है ना? That's why they are called agricultural banks. Then exchange bank are very unique bank or specific banks which are established for providing exchange facility, exchange of foreign currency. No? So we need foreign currency, we need to convert our currency into foreign currency. So whenever we need foreign currency, we can go to the exchange bank, we can deposit the currency of our country or whatever currency you have, and you can get the currency of the country that you need. That is the function of exchange bank. So they promote foreign trade or export import trade. That is the main function of exchange banks. है ना? Then central bank is the apex bank of the country. Every country has central bank. This central bank is the controller or regulator of banking system in the country. It is the highest body in banking field. It regulates the banking system. Central bank regulates the currency system in the country. Central bank work as a government's banker. All money is collected by central bank on behalf of government, and all funds are disbursed by central bank. Bank also borrow money from central bank. This central bank issues instructions for regulating the banks in working in the country. So in India, which is the central bank? RBI.
RBI।
Good. Reserve Bank of India.
RBI।
Reserve Bank of India is the central bank of the country. So it is a regulator of the banking system. It is a regulator of currency system. कौन से नोट छपेंगे, कितने denomination के notes होंगे, how much quantity of notes will be printed, that all is decided by the central bank of the country, that is Reserve Bank of India. It is a bankers bank. अगर बैंक को हमको लोन लेने की जरूरत होती तो कहाँ जाते हैं, बैंक में. And if banks also need money, they go to the central bank or Reserve Bank of India to borrow money. And it is government's banker. It manages the government's funds. So that is a huge role is played by central bank. It is the backbone of the banking system in the country. No bank can be operated in a country without permission of its central bank, and all the branches can be governed by the central bank.
Is RBI, or the Reserve Bank of India. The RBI regulates and monitors the entire banking system in the country. It issues currency, regulates credit, and controls foreign exchange. It acts as the banker to the government as well as to other banks. Classification on the basis of ownership. Public sector banks are banks owned and operated by the central or state governments. State Bank of India, Allahabad Bank, and Bank of Baroda are examples of public sector banks. Private sector banks are owned by private individuals and corporations. Ownership of these banks may be Indian or foreign. Axis Bank, HDFC Bank, and HSBC are examples of private sector banks in India. Cooperative banks are formed by a voluntary association of people to serve specific financial needs. Rural cooperative banks, for instance, would provide credit to local people for rural enterprises. Urban cooperative banks may serve different needs such as savings and investment in urban areas. Cooperative banks often support enterprise among low-income groups. Here are the key points covered in this media.
Okay. Now let us see these topics again. Banking services. This is the definition of bank. Bank is a financial institution which deals in money and credit. ना कहता है credit और money and credit. Banking means the accepting for the purpose of lending or investment of deposits of money from the public, repayable on demand or otherwise, and withdrawable by check, draft, order, or otherwise. Banking Regulation Act 1949 defines that is not to be crammed. You simply understand banking is the activity of accepting deposits and granting loans or accepting for purpose of lending or investment. No? And these deposits in the bank are payable on demand. Whenever the customer needs, they are repayable. Okay. Then features of banks. This is a common topic. What are the common features of bank? This is first one is the allow money to be sorry. Before that क्या आ गया? Accept यहाँ से start करिए. Accept money deposited by the public. ना lend and invest money to promote business. Allow money to be withdrawn by cash, check, draft or otherwise. You can withdraw money from bank by check. मैंने बताया था check का use check can be used for making payment or for withdrawing money from the bank account. और slip से निकाल सकते हैं. Otherwise means withdrawal slip you can fill and you can withdraw. Refund deposits on demand whenever you need money that will be given by bank to you, and employ the deposited money in profitable ways. So whatever money is deposited by these people, that is used in a profitable way, that is given as a loan to the other people at a higher rate of interest. Need for banking. This is not basically topic in NCERT book, but this is given here. And now why do we need banks? So this is the common topics. I am escaping this topic because this is not there in the syllabus. Okay, this topic is there. Types of banks. And we have discussed. We have seen in the video. First, it says central bank. You know, that is the bank of central bank of the country. That is the regulator of the banking system. Commercial banks which accept deposits and grant loans. Two categories are there: public sector and private sector. Cooperative banks are also run by cooperative societies formed under Cooperative Societies Act, and basically work in the rural areas or urban areas to meet the needs of low income group people. And we have specialized banks like exchange bank, foreign exchange bank or industrial development banks. They are called specialized banks, which are normally not involved in common uh, banking activities of accepting deposits and granting loans. That's why they are called as specialized banks or need-based banks. They are the two examples are here. One is the exchange bank that exchange foreign currency or Indian currency into foreign currency, and industrial development bank or development banks are there. They are the specialized banks set up with a specific purpose. Okay. So what are the functions of a commercial bank? These are the main functions of a commercial bank: primary functions and secondary functions. Two categories of functions are there: primary functions and secondary functions. What are the primary functions that I am saying again and again? Accepting of deposits and granting loans and advances. And the basic function of a commercial bank are two: accepting deposits and granting loans. And other functions are agency functions and utility functions. Let us discuss these in detail. First is the accepting deposits. This we have discussed. This I have explained to you. How does the bank accept deposits? तो बैंक एक्सेप्ट डिपॉजिट्स. अगर आपको बैंक में पैसा डिपॉजिट करना तो क्या करना पड़ेगा? व्हाट टू डू टू डिपॉजिट मनी? जाओगे बैंक में, पैकेट नोट का पैकेट लेके जाके काउंटर पे बोलोगे भैया ये पैकेट रख लो मेरा, बाद में आके ले जाऊंगा. इज इट पॉसिबल? कैन इट बी डन? साईराम?
No, sir.
No, sir.
नहीं हो सकता ना. क्या करना पड़ेगा? व्हाट टू डू?
No, sir.
इफ वी वांट टू डिपॉजिट मनी, हाउ कैन वी डिपॉजिट?
सर
सर
पहले
पहले अकाउंट
सेलेक्ट करना
खुलवाना
पड़ती है.
पड़ेगा.
जी, गुड, वेरी गुड. सो वी हैव टू ओपन, जो मैंने आपको डिस्कस किए थे ना शुरू में ही अकाउंट्स में, वही है. देखो यहाँ पर you have to open any one of these four accounts. Either you have to open fixed deposit account or savings account or current account or recurring deposit account. So bank accepts deposits with these types of accounts. है ना? Fixed deposit account, savings account, current account and recurring deposit account. Okay. So you have to open any one of these accounts. So this question is of two types can be asked in two ways. And the methods of accepting deposits by bank. How does a bank accept deposits from public? That can be the question. Answer is same. Bank accepts deposits from the public by way of different types of accounts, and the types of accounts are these four. Or there can be direct question, the explain the different types of accounts which can be opened in a bank. So there are four types of accounts: fixed deposit account, saving account, current account, and recurring deposit account. I explained to you in detail. These fixed deposit account and recurring deposit accounts are called as TDs, time deposits, because money remains deposited in these two accounts, fixed deposit and recurring deposit, for a fixed period of time. After that, it can be withdrawn. है ना? So fixed deposit account, one time deposit, one time withdrawal. Money remains deposited for a fixed period of time, for example, 1 year or 2 years or 5 years or 10 years, whatever time you choose. So that specific amount will be deposited for a specific period of time, and then after that, this money can be withdrawn. Banks pays highest rate of interest on fixed deposit accounts because that money is available to be lended by banks freely for a specific period of time. No checkbook, no passbook is provided by banks in case of fixed deposit. Only a receipt, FD receipt is issued by the bank. That is the proof of deposit with the bank. वो आपके पास proof है कि आपने बैंक में पैसा deposit किया है. In that FD receipt, it is mentioned how much money is deposited by you, on which date, and what is the rate of interest bank will pay, and what is the date of maturity when this amount will be withdrawable. Okay, so that is the fixed deposit. Second is the recurring deposit, RD, recurring deposit account, in which we have to deposit a fixed amount every month up to a specific period of time. Suppose someone opens RD for 3 years, recurring deposit of account for 3 years, and monthly deposit is 10,000. So every month you must deposit 10,000 rupees in this recurring deposits account. So every month you will deposit for 3 years, but it can be withdrawn after 3 years when this RD will be matured. Now, again on this also bank provides high rate of interest like FD. Bank provide passbook also, and every month you can get your transactions entered in their passbook. Okay, so deposits many times but withdrawal once. That is called recurring deposits. Now, then so there are two called time deposits in which money remains deposited for a fixed period of time. Current account, as I said, is a businessman's account. In this account, the bank provides facility of depositing money for any number of times and withdrawing money at any point of time and any number of times. Bank provides all the facilities on current account: checkbook facility, passbook facility, okay, now overdraft facility, all facilities and other services, banking services, collection of checks, etc. are provided by banks on current account. All these services and features are needed by businessmen. That's why it is called as businessman's account also. Bank normally do not provide any interest on the money deposited in the current account. बहुत कम होता है या देता ही नहीं है बैंक इंटरेस्ट. On the contrary, bank charges some bank charges for the services provided by the banks. Okay, and savings account is just like current account, but little difference is there. In this earlier, as I said, there was restriction on withdrawals. Money can be deposited any number of times, but there was restriction on withdrawals. So this is more suitable for employees or low income group people who saves small amounts. So they can deposit their amount in the savings account. And bank offers little low rate of interest as compared to FD and RD on savings account. Bank also provide passbook and on-demand checkbook facility also can be provided on savings account. ATM facility is common on current account and savings account. ATM card is issued by bank on savings account and current account both nowadays. ठीक है. So we have 4 types of accounts. और एक नया और आ गया जो मैंने आपको बताया था MOD अकाउंट, है ना. MOD अकाउंट बताया था ना, क्या बताया था MOD अकाउंट कौन सा है? और मिक्स ऑफ फिक्स्ड डिपॉजिट एंड savings account. Balance beyond the limit in savings account is transferred to the FD, multi-option deposit scheme, or multi-option deposit account, where it is a combination of savings account and FD, in which if the amount is more in the savings account where interest is less, bank will automatically transfer your excess money in savings account to the fixed deposit account, so you can earn extra interest. And whenever you need to withdraw, that money will automatically be transferred from fixed deposit account to savings account. That is called as SWIPE facility, SWIP, SWIPE facility, that is available on MOD account. Okay, that's all for today. I'm stopping sharing. We will continue with the same topic in the next class. Okay, now very less number of students are there. Only 9 are there. Okay, remaining all are left. So if you want to ask anything, you can ask. Maji, yes.
FD फिर से बता
फिक्स
दीजिए
डिपॉजिट, जैसे आपको पैसा जमा करना है, फिक्स डिपॉजिट मींस ए फिक्स अमाउंट इज डिपॉजिटेड फॉर ए फिक्स पीरियड ऑफ टाइम. Okay, suppose I have 2 lakh rupees available with me, and I think I have no use of this money.